Hi, heart. Let's get straight to the heart of it. The conversation around twin flames has become full of labels, dramatization, and endless checklists. But the real grounded, soul level reality, is far simpler and far deeper than any guidebook or social post could ever describe. Because twin flame energy is not a checklist. It's not about perfect timing, synchronicities, or signs that tell you you are on the right path. It's not about longing, obsession, or trying to decode someone else's behavior. It's about truth. And truth is always internal first. Here is what's often misunderstood. Most people think twin flames are about finding someone. I say no. The connection is always about refining yourself. The other person is a mirror, yes, but they are not the work. They are the reflection. Your real journey is about seeing where you are incomplete, owning your patterns without shame, being willing to feel everything without collapsing, transforming your energy so you can meet another whole person without trying to fix or control them. That's what it means to move beyond the cliché. Let me be clear, twin flame energy is intense, yes, but it is not about chaos, drama, or forced reunions. It is a force of evolution, and it shows up to expand your consciousness, not to satisfy your desire for a romantic story. When you are chasing signs or counting coincidences, you are missing the point. When you focus on your growth, boundaries, clarity, and energy alignment, you become ready for real connection. Not fantasy, not projection, not the story you want. The love that reflects your full soul potential. Think of it like this. The cliches are comforting because they give you a script. They tell you what to do, what to feel, how to recognize the one. But growth is uncomfortable. Growth asks asks questions like, who am I when no one else is watching? Where do I still rely on external validation? What am I holding on to that keeps me small? These are the questions that lead to real twin flame alignment, or as I call it, eternal divine lovers energy. Here's another layer. People often interpret separations, delays, or challenges as tests. They panic, they obsess, they try to force clarity or reconciliation. In truth, every pause, every gap, every moment of discomfort is preparation. It is the soul asking, are you ready to hold this energy? Are you ready to meet yourself fully before you meet them? Because the truth is, the connection cannot elevate you beyond your own readiness. It cannot fill your gaps or fix your patterns. It only reflects what you already are. So, if you feel frustrated, confused, or alone in this journey, that, ex- that is exactly where the work is. The real union begins not with the other person. It begins when you step fully into your own clarity, sovereignty, and soul growth. When that happens, attraction happens naturally. The connection flows without forcing. You experience love that is grounded, expansive, and conscious. You are able to navigate challenges without losing yourself. So stop looking for scripts, stop chasing signs, and stop projecting your desires onto someone else. Instead, ask yourself, who am I becoming in this journey? How can I refine my energy so that when union arrives, it is real, steady, and sovereign? And the reflection will show up when you are ready. And now I want to dive into something that often gets overlooked. The foundation of all real, deep, sustainable connection. Not just romantic, not just Twinflame, but any connection that reflects your soul potential. I call it soul core transformation. And before you get excited about another label, let me be clear. This is not a spiritual trend, not a flashy concept, not a quick fix. This is the work that sets the stage for everything else in love and life to thrive. Here's the reality. Most people are showing up incomplete. Their energy is fragmented. Their patterns are unprocessed. And their attention is scattered. They want connection, but they bring old wounds, unmet needs, and compromises into it. Soul core transformation is about doing the opposite. It's about seeing your patterns without judgment, the compromises, the fears, the ways you dim yourself to make life easier. Owning your energy, not just your actions, but your emotional, mental, and spiritual presence. Clearing old layers that no longer serve you. It means beliefs, habits, and self sabotage that keep you from authentic connection. Think of it like building a house. You can paint the walls, hang lights, and buy beautiful furniture. But if the foundation is cracked, the whole structure is unstable. Soul core transformation is your foundation. It's the invisible work that holds up the visible life and love you desire. When you do this work, you stop mistaking chaos for intimacy. You stop attracting people who mirror old, unresolved patterns. You start experiencing relationships that are alive, conscious, and aligned. And yes, this is why I often emphasize that growth comes first. Not someone else, not the relationship, you. Here's a truth I want to drop right here. People often want connection without clarity, intensity without presence, and love without preparation. That's why so many connections feel like drama, repetition, or frustration. Soul core transformation flips that. It raises your baseline energy, sharpens your clarity, and aligns your heart, mind, and soul so that when a connection shows up, it's natural, grounded, and reflective of your true self. You don't have to chase, you don't have to perform, You just show up fully, unapologetically, and ready to experience love at its highest vibration. A little insight to hold on to. The most magnetic, balanced, and conscious love you can experience is always a mirror of your inner alignment. When your core is transformed, boundaries feel natural, not defensive. Desire and presence coexist. Attraction flows without effort. Relationships become a reflection of your growth, not a test of your survival. So consider your foundation, your soul core. What parts of yourself need refinement before your love can match your potential? Work on yourself first, strengthen your foundation, and the connection, the real, aligned, eternal kind, will arrive not because you chase it, but because you are ready and you will be able to stand in your core. And in your core, your presence is enough. And you probably know that chasing someone else never works. Not for twin flames, not for any deep conscious connection. And yet, so many people spend years doing it, scrolling, overanalyzing, waiting for signs, checking timelines. And here's the truth: the chase is a symptom, not the solution. If you are chasing, it means there is something inside of you that you haven't aligned yet. You are trying to fill gaps, fix your own incompleteness, or force timing that isn't ready. So, what does it mean to stop chasing? It doesn't mean giving up on love. It doesn't mean becoming passive. It means shifting the focus entirely to your growth, to your energy, your presence, your clarity. Here is how you can do it. Own your time and energy. If you are constantly checking messages, analyzing behavior, or waiting for a response, your energy is being hijacked. Instead, schedule your attention consciously. Focus on work, creativity, health, and your inner life. The more grounded and full your energy, the less the chase even has room to exist. Then observe your patterns. Watch your impulses. When do you reach out? Why? Is it need, habit, fear, or desire? Naming it is the first step to changing it. Journaling or recording voice notes to yourself works wonders. Ask, am I acting from fullness or from lack? Then raise your standards and boundaries. Often chasing happens because boundaries are blurry. You give too much, bend too often, or rationalize behavior you wouldn't accept from anyone else. Practice saying no internally first, then externally. Protect your energy without closing your heart. Redirect your desire into growth. Instead of focusing on when will they appear or why aren't they here, redirect that energy to something that expands you. Learning a skill, meditating, creating art, deepening self-awareness. Desire becomes a tool, not a distraction. And embody your future self now, because it's already here. Act as if the version of yourself who can hold this eternal divine lover's connection already exists, because it does. How do they move, think, respond, love? Step into that energy now. This is not about pretending, it's about alignment. So, if you tell me I keep overanalyzing everything he does, but nothing changes, I tell you, what if you stopped analyzing him and started analyzing yourself? And boom, shift happens instantly. You stop chasing and you start evolving. So remember, the chase creates friction. Evolution creates flow. Flow doesn't mean life is passive. Flow means you are fully alive in your own energy and everything that shows up meets you there. So you can create a small daily ritual where you consciously send love inward, align your intentions, and release the need for external validation. And over time, you will notice how your energy attracts connection, any connection, naturally, without effort. So check yourself, stop chasing, observe, align, evolve. The connection you desire doesn't need your chase, it needs your presence. And the term twin flame has become complicated, overloaded, misunderstood. So many myths, checklists, signs, and dramatized stories float around that it's no wonder people miss the point entirely. That's why I prefer eternal divine lovers. It's cleaner. It's about the energy, the evolution, the conscious connection, without the baggage of expectation and misconception that comes with the word twin flame. Here's what most people miss. It's not about the other person. The connection reflects your growth, your alignment, your energy. If you are fragmented, needy, or chasing, it's not going to work, no matter who shows up. It's not a drama series. There's a tendency to romanticize separation, conflict, or intense longing as proof of twin flame energy. That just ego, projecting intensity onto love. Real connection flows from clarity, presence, and wholeness. And timing is not a puzzle. Waiting for signs, moons, planetary alignments, or external confirmations distracts you from the real work, evolving yourself, clearing your core patterns, and owning your energy. So, what does actually seeing this clearly look like? Stop analyzing them. You are wasting energy on what they are doing. Focus instead on yourself, your habits, your blocks, your clarity. Start evolving. Upgrade your standards. Upgrade your boundaries. Upgrade your energy. Treat yourself as if you already hold the space for eternal divine lovers connection. Stop chasing. Desire is a tool. Obsession is a trap. Redirect that energy to what expands you. Creativity, inner work, self-awareness. And every day, notice when your thoughts drift to them. Ask yourself, am I acting from fullness or from lack? How do you recognize it? When you act from fullness, you feel grounded, you feel expansive, you feel clear. When you act from lack, you are anxious, reactive, or seeking reassurance. Shift your focus to the first, not the second. That's how you stop missing the real connection. And remember, the words don't matter, the energy does. Stop chasing, start evolving, and step fully into the version of yourself that can hold the kind of love you've been dreaming of. Eternal divine lovers don't chase, they align, they reflect, they show up, and so will you. So let's explore what it truly means to prepare for a connection that is conscious, deep, and lasting. Something I call eternal divine lovers. It's not a fantasy, not a checklist, not a story you tell yourself to feel hopeful, but a living, breathing connection that grows with you, not around you. The first step is growth, not because you are broken, not because you need fixing, but because love, in its highest form, demands clarity and presence. So, growth is about seeing yourself fully, your patterns, your desires, your blind spots, and your gifts. It's about aligning your energy so that when connection happens, it is mirrored from wholeness, not neediness. And it's about trusting that every step you take inward makes your relationships outwardly richer, freer, and more authentic. Clarity is the second foundation. It is about knowing what you value, understanding your boundaries without fear, standing in your truth even when the world around you expects compromise. And this clarity is magnetic. It's super magnetic, not because it forces others to follow, but because it creates space for love that is real, conscious, and steady. Deep connection doesn't demand that someone else changes, proves themselves, or arrives on a perfect timeline or on a white horse. It asks that you evolve into the version of yourself who can hold this love fully. It asks patience with your own growth, gentleness with your heart, and most of all, courage to stand in your own energy consistently, day by day. So, eternal divine lovers, is the kind of connection that, yes, is a mirror of your inner state. And the more present, clear, and grounded you are, the more real, steady, and sustaining the connection becomes. You are not chasing a person, you are inviting a reflection of your own growth and truth and love. So be with yourself deeply, gently, boldly. Honor your growth, cherish your clarity, and trust that the connection you seek is already reflecting the love you are becoming. Step into your presence fully, and the love that meets you there will be worthy of your soul. Bye for now.